Hello, this is Kim Nelson with the Jewelry Design Department at the Fashion Institute of Technology, doing another tutorial installment for our course JD138, Basic CAD Modeling. Okay, going to move along and do a tutorial here on how to make a simple band ring using revolve. Here we have a 17mm ring bore. All these parts are still leftovers from the initial file that was posted for you to work with. But if you don't have that file, this would be a 17mm diameter circle. And I've built a number of simple geometric shapes on the right C-plane. The important feature being that they intersect with the ring bore. Something you can always check by going to Tools and Intersect. The fact that point is there tells you that they actually touch. Okay, so revolve. Returning to top C-plane. Revolve's a very simple command with a lot of powerful options. So for example, I can just take revolve, select what I want to revolve, press enter when done. It asks for an axis. Think of a lathe. So I'll press 0 and then I'll pull straight out, forming a core around which I want to revolve. It's going to ask for an angle. The starting angle is 0. Revolution angle, we want 360. And there we go. Spins it around like a lathe. Okay? When history is involved, pick the same geometry, create the same revolve core, except for now, if I change this curve, change its location, change its dimension, the revolve will update automatically. Okay? You can use more than one piece of geometry. Let's take these for example. Record history, revolve, 0. Now I changed C-planes to the right C-plane, but I'm still okay because I can still pull out in this direction. The only C-plane I couldn't pull the proper direction for my core would be the front C-plane. If I were here, this direction is not available. So either the top or the right C-plane would be necessary. Pull straight out with Shift, 0, 360, accept. Okay? So there are all of our pieces. Since history was attached, I'm going to hope that when I built this file that I attached history from side to side on these circles. Yes, I did, if I grab the right one. So I can move these in, for example. I can scale them down. Grab the top quadrant. Okay. Interesting thing is, I can actually lock that surface, that layer, and it will still update, which makes it easier because I can select things uniform scale. Grab the midpoint. And you can see I can play with this and get a number of different effects. I want this to stay the same this time, so 1. Make it a little shallower. Move this up a little bit accordingly. Now maybe I do want it to be wider. And you can see all I'm doing is playing with these shapes to develop whatever form I might want. Okay? The important thing is to build in the ability within your shapes themselves to adjust them how you think you might want to adjust them. For example, the way this is now, I can't really rebuild this curve to play with it very easily, because if I do, it's a poly curve, right? I rebuild it, it becomes a single curve. I'm going to lose all of my corners, which is going to give me a very different kind of geometry. So if I, for example, rebuild this and I make it 424, I've lost all my crispness. Okay, but it does now allow me to come in and do more control point editing if that's what I want to do. So if I want to have a ridge down the middle for some reason that reaches even farther out, then, sorry, I meant that to be an M. Enter for move. Then I can pull those and have them do it. But normally it's a very good idea to know what you might want to play with and rebuild and adjust your curves so they're workable curves before you revolve with history. So you can go in and play with things and visually update them. Okay? There's a variation of this command. Away. There's a variation of this command called revolve around a curve. Rail revolve is what it's called. So I right click, I select my profile curve. Okay, it's only going to allow me to use one curve. So select my rail curve. Make sure history is on. Select my rail curve, start of revolve axis 0. Pull out our core as before, and then we have this. Now I can do this with each one of these. If I want the same exact effect, I can do it. I can rail revolve, select my rail, make sure I have history. Select this, select my rail, start my core, carry it out, and there I have it. Record, come on, record history, repeat the command, my cross section, my rail, my core. Record history, repeat the command, grab my rail, plot my core. The difference being is that now, if I want to, I can play with my profile, my rail. Go into my front C-plane, Let's rebuild it. Sure, why not? Okay. And now I can turn on the points for that to a wireframe so I can see them. And I could grab, let's say I'm going to grab these 4 points, these 4 points, these 4 points, and these 4 points. And I'm going to scale them. Zero. And the entire form updates. Okay? So rail revolve can be very powerful. It's also great, for example, if you're building a bezel for an oval stone. You want to draw your cross section, but you don't need a circular revolve. You need an elliptical revolve, or a heart-shaped, or a marquee-shaped revolve. You can have a rail that allows you to do that. It's very powerful. Okay? Last thing I'm going to show you. Go ahead and move this to storage. Okay. Directly related to our project that we're currently working on in class, or just in any setting problem, is to actually build a bezel. So we can import a stone. Hopefully. Here's my library of stones. In here I have our FIT stone. Which should show up shortly. Real-time computer lag. You can always tell when Rhino's thinking because you don't get a blinking here. This goes solid like this. I have not lost confidence yet. That is an awfully long delay for the size of geometry I am importing. Of course, I am running recording software at the same time. I will give it one more minute. If it doesn't come in, I will end the tutorial and we'll pick up on another tutorial later. We've got the evil not responding.